Whenever I go, I find people using the noodles. It is a world of infinite pastability. And I never get tired of discovering new ones. In Japan, there are hundreds of varieties of noodles. But the most popular one is Sōmen, like an angel hair pasta. Every time I go to Japan, I think, so many noodles and so little time. Let me show you how to make a light summer salad with Sōmen, the Chinese version and the Japanese version of angel hair pasta. Here, look at this. I have cooked some Sōmen, Japanese style angel hair pasta. It's stuck. And then I put this right over here. Look at that. I cook them, doesn't take too long, only about 3 or 4 minutes. And then I rinse it with ice cold water. I set it aside and I put it over here. In the meantime, I want to show you all the other wonderful things that I put in this Sōmen salad. Here, I have some lettuce. I have some kamaboki. This is actually a fish cake, dyed in red as well, pink color. And I have some char siu, Chinese barbecue pork, cucumber, and of course, green onion. I'm going to cut this thing up. First, I'm going to cut up some lettuce. I'm going to julienne this lettuce like this. One, cut it up. That's all I need. I don't need all of them. And I sprinkle this around here. This is a wonderful, refreshing salad. It's not very heavy. So we'll put this all around here. Put this all around here. And then I cut up some kamaboki, this fish cake. You come with the little, look at this, it's really cute. When you buy it, it got a whole piece of fish cake, a little cutting board here. It's personal cutting board. And you cut it right here, put it here, cut it up, and then you take this and you just keep the darn thing in the cutting board. And then you will line them all up, and of course I'm going to also cut up some Chinese barbecue pork, cut into a little julienne. This way it give you color, and also a few slices go a long way. You can feed 600 people with 4 slices. And then you put them all over here. Look at that. This is very interesting. You can put it any way you want. You can put it here, or there, and then also cut up some barbecue pork. If you don't have barbecue pork or char siu, as we say it in Chinese, you use ham. And then you put this right over here. Sprinkle, this is nice, okay? In the meantime, I also put a tiny bit of cucumber, cut it up, and julienne, and put some green onion. Set it aside, put it here. This way, it is like a one-dish meal. All of these things, nice and colorful. If you have some carrot, put a tiny bit of carrot here too. Look at that, got everything. And then in the meantime, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to make a nice golden omelette. Let's heat up my frying pan, okay? And I beat up an egg and make a little thin omelette. I'm going to make an omelette thread to sprinkle on top to give some extra protein. Put it right here and use this Chinese cordless bitter. You can take a nap. Just make sure you don't have your chopstick here. Now, let's put a tiny, tiny bit of oil. Not much, because this is non-stick. Just enough to coat the thing. Or if you don't want, you can use a little non-stick spray in a can. And then you make a nice thin omelet, okay? And you put it right here. Look at this thin omelet. Why I'm making this omelet? You know what I'm going to do? Why I'm going to make this omelet? I'm going to make the dressing for my Sōmen salad. Here, I have a little glass container. I have some soy sauce. How much I put it in? Approximately this much. And rice, vinegar, and a tiny bit of sesame seed oil. Oh, got everything. And also a tiny bit of salad oil. Not much, just a tiny bit. And a tiny bit of sugar, salt, and sesame seed toasted. And then I'll cover this up, and Now you cannot cover the darn thing up. You go like that, okay? You got to go like that. And then you shake it. In the meantime, this is ready. Don't walk away. Oh, wow, almost in trouble. Huh? Done. Okay, make sure this is nice and done. Shake this up. Let's move these so we are ready to go. Now, look at that extra sesame seed. When it's done, we put this right over here. And then I use my knife. And I cut this up. This is how you can cut into long ones, okay? Roll them all up like this. One. Roll them all up. And it's still steamy hot. And then when it's done, look at that. You can have long ones. Looks like this. And then toast sesame seed like that. And then make sure once you close it, you gotta figure out how to open the damn thing up. And then, right before you serve, you toss in the dressing. And right before you serve, you toss it. And you have this beautiful, like summer Sōmen noodle salad. The Chinese, as I said, the Chinese are all fun-loving people. Chow fun, that is. Fun is the Chinese name for fresh rice noodle. And beef and asparagus chow fun is one of the tastiest and the most popular dish that you can order in a Chinese restaurant. And also a best way to enjoy this fresh rice noodle, okay? Here, I want to show you, because we're talking about noodle, we're talking about all kinds of things. I want to show you a few popular noodles. We start from here. This is the Sōmen, the Japanese-style angel hair pasta. Very, very small pieces like this, just to show you, very small. And then this is the Chinese dry egg noodles. This is the Chinese-style dry rice noodles. They're sometimes called the rice stick noodle, but they are thicker than the little stick. And this is the buckwheat noodles, Japanese-style buckwheat noodles. And of course, this is the fresh pasta. This is what I call the Chinese fun rice noodle. In Chinese, fun is rice noodle. It comes in a whole piece like that. If you open it up, they have a whole piece. Looks like this. See, the whole thing looks like this. If I can open it up. If I cannot open it up, forget it. I can actually open the whole thing up just like a sheet of blanket, okay? I actually take the time to show you because some of you have never seen this before. This is the first time I have seen something so spectacular. Look at that, just like a whole sheet, okay? Look at that. And then when you use it, let me show you. When you use it, we're going to put this over here. You have to cut it up, okay? You have to cut it up like this. Look at this. Cut it up. Fresh noodle. The Chinese, when they call the wheat flour noodle, they call min. The rice noodle is called fun. Are you having fun? I am, because I'm having this fun. Now, when this is all cut up, the next thing I want to do is cut up some mushroom. Okay, let's get up some mushroom. This is soaked in water. Of course, this is the dry mushroom, which you can keep in the airtight container infinitely. And we serve and you soak it and they become soft. And you remove the stem. And then you stack them all up. And then you can cut into little strips like this. When it's done, you set it aside, put it over here. We'll remove these. The next ingredient I have is get some beef already cut up, marinated with wine, soy sauce, and a tiny bit of cornstarch, okay? And in the meantime, I'm going to heat up the wok. While I'm heating up the wok and getting this ready, make sure this is heat up. I'm going to get ready some asparagus. These are wonderful asparagus from California. Look at this. When you choose asparagus, make sure you choose the right asparagus, because the good asparagus should be bright green with a fresh, firm spear, and a close, compact dish. The good ones normally available from February to June with the peak season around March to May. Heat it up. You know, I use asparagus in a lot of dishes. I use in salad, in soup, stir-fried dishes, and I even pickle them occasionally. This is hot enough. We're going to use a tiny bit of garlic and ginger, and I also use some black bean. Now, the black bean normally come like this. Salted black bean is dry. It can be kept for a long time. You got to rinse it in water, and then they become soft, and then you can put a tiny bit of these right in here, and you crush it and get the black bean flavor out. And then I get the beef. You can do the beef first, but it's just as easy to do it together with the nice flavor. Stir. Make sure to stir it as much. I always remind people, don't stare, stir. Stare will burn. If you want, look at that, it's amazing. If you want to make it nice and exciting, we're going to have some excitement for you. Wow, look at that. I'm glad that I'm far away. And then put a tiny bit of green onion and get ready. Toss it. And then we'll come back to get all of these wonderful asparagus. Now, if you have the time, this is how you do it. You cut an angle like this. Angle, angle. If you don't have time, you don't have to worry about it. If you don't have time, you just stack them all up together and you say, 3, 2, done. Okay? And then put them all together. And then put it, because in order to save time, I already have water blanched or steamed the asparagus ahead of time. And then the mushroom is already done, and I continue to toss. And then, when it's all ready, I'm going to put the Chow fun in here. A lot of people probably don't realize asparagus is also very, very healthy. Has a lot of nutritional value. You know why? Because asparagus is a good source of vitamin C, vitamin B6, thiamine, and also potassium, and very low in sodium. And they recently found out there is a substance called lithothionein. It's reduced the risk of cancer. So eat more. And they also have that in broccoli. Now look at that. To make it nice and dark, I'm using a lot of light soy and also some dark soy. This will give the rich color. And if you want, you can put a teeny tiny bit of white pepper to give the punch. More. You know why I have to keep tossing? If you don't toss, the rice noodle might stuck and stick to it. So when it's done, we are going to put this right over here, and we are going to serve this. And I want to show you how beautiful this dish is. This is beef asparagus chow fun with black bean sauce. Now, let me take you to Hong Kong, all the way to Hong Kong, and introduce you to a master noodle chef who makes his living making fun. My good friend, Chef Kong Wong of the Great China restaurant here in Hong Kong is famous for his dragon beer pasta, which he makes from scratch. To make the noodle, you need plenty of room, and there is a lot of twisting and turning. It is kind of like an aerobic exercise. And you need plenty of flour to keep the noodles smooth and separated. Chef Ng says the trick is all in the wrist. You pull, you fold back, and you pull again. Chef Ng has a lot of pull around here. Each time he pulls, he doubles the number of strands. And more flour. Always remember, more flour. Look at that. Isn't that amazing? Isn't it amazing? Definitely close up, very much close up in this. You know, the Chinese dragon is a mythical figure that rules heaven and earth. And it has a full beard, just like this. And for a quick snack, we often fry dragon beard pasta and eat it just like potato chips. Chef Ngong in Hong Kong can go on and on to pull noodle all day long. If I hadn't stopped him, he probably would have made dental floss. Now, next I'm going to show you how to make another kind of Chinese pasta, bean thread or cellophane noodles. They started out about as tough as cellophane, but I'm going to braise them with ground chicken and a lot of seasoning, and they will be clear and tender when it's ready to be served. I want to show you all the ingredients. This is a very, very traditional Chinese dish. My mom always served me this. We start from here. Look at this. This is a cellophane noodle made from mung bean flour. You buy in packages like this. Don't open it until you're ready to serve. Then this particular dish, you've got to soak them in water. So when you soak them, they become somewhat translucent, okay? And then I have dry shrimp. This dry shrimp can be kept in an airtight container for months indefinitely. You soak them in water until they're softened like this. And of course, we have the dry mushroom, soak them. Finally, we have the fussy or hairy melon, also called hairy squash. You peel them and you julienne them, and you're ready to go. Now look at this. Here, I have some fussy melon, some dry shrimp, and some mushroom and cellophane noodle. And we're all here, okay? And we'll move these away. And then I also have some ground chicken. I marinate my ground chicken with a tiny bit. You can use ground turkey or ground pork. And then also a tiny bit of wine. And of course, a tiny bit of cornstarch. And mix it up. Now, of course, it would help if you get ready some oil. Unless you're on absolute diet. So forget about oil. When the oil is ready, we just put it. You gotta heat up your wok first. This is amazing, I'm telling you. Depends on what kind of diet. Strict diet, forget about oil. Put this in, ground chicken. Stir this. You notice that I've been using the chopstick to show you how functional. And then, when the chicken is almost ready, and then you put mushroom, fussy melon. If you don't have fussy melon or fussy squash, you know what you can do? Zucchini. It has a similar texture. And then, of course, some shrimp, dry shrimp, which already have been soaked. It gives a wonderful fish flavor. Dry shrimp is widely used not only in Chinese cooking, but in Japanese and Thai and a lot of Southeast Asian cooking, okay? And then, finally, we put the cellophane noodle right on top. So this way they won't get burned. And then some chicken broth. After that, we'll cover this up, and let it braise. You can even do it. Let us turn it down, let it braise slowly. Now you can see what you're doing. This is what you call cook and look at the same time. You look while you cook. Now, since we have so many people around, so I have prepared twice as much. So here is what we have here. We have something already done. When it's done, I pick this up and I put a portion over here. So serve individual portions. And it looks pretty nice. And this is what you call braised cellophane noodle with squash and dry shrimp, and you serve it right here. And this is very, very classical, very traditional Chinese dish. In Thailand, fresh basil is as popular as it is in Italy. So it seems like a very great idea to create a Thai-style pesto sauce for our fresh pasta. Here, all I have is some clam. I partially steam it or boil it. So this way it's open. I have some shrimp and basil, and of course, I have some fish. Now, let's get this wok ready so we can get going without, now, to the tiny, tiny bit of oil, not much. And then you can toss in the shrimp. When I cut the shrimp, I also keep the tail. I want to show you, look at this. I want to keep the tail so it looks nicer. And I put this right here and toss it. Toss until they're nice, almost nice and pink. And then put the clam. And then in the meantime, I cut up the fish to save time. Cut up the fish into strips. You can cut it smaller, you can cut it bigger. All you have to do is do it like this. Toss. And also, I want to use a tiny, tiny chicken broth to cook it. Oh, look at this. Tiny bit of broth. In the meantime, I'm going to let it cook for a few seconds. In the meantime, I'm going to show you how easy it is to make the pesto sauce Thai style with the Thai basil. I want to show you first. This is the Thai basil. They have like a little flower and also purple stem. I have some walnut, whole half walnut. You can use a chopped walnut. And then ginger, sesame seed oil, tiny bit of sugar, lemon peel, tiny bit of salt, lemon juice, tiny bit of oil and sesame seed oil. And also I have a tiny bit of garlic and cilantro. Put them all together. I have to save time. So I have done it ahead of time. So this way, we don't have to have guests waiting for 2 hours. We'll take this out, and we are going to get ready to toss our fresh pasta right here. Fresh pasta, you can use any pasta. You can make this and put this right here, and then you can toss it. No problem at all. Toss this. Look at this. This is very, very interesting. Very flavorful. Make sure they are tossed evenly, okay? Take your time. Do not rush like me. I am having fun. I don't know about you. People never enjoy life, always rush. Take the time to smell the pasta and pesto sauce like you smell your roast. I am having so much fun. Put it right over here. This is a lot. This is good enough for 2 people. And then, in the meantime, I'm going to put this, which is already done. Put it right over here. Wow, look at this. Isn't it amazing? This is beautiful. Look at that. For added extra texture, you know what you can do? Sprinkle some extra roast walnut right here to get that extra texture. And you have a beautiful pasta with pesto sauce Thai style. The good news about noodles is that they are full of carbohydrates for energy. And now you can use and add all kinds of delicious, healthy toppings to turn them into a complete one-dish meal. That's why from Thailand to your land, dragon beer to angel hairs, everybody's noodling around. So, until next time, use your noodle. And remember, if Yan can cook, so can you. 再见